Today on 8-Bit Crafting, we make ourselves a Bulbasaur. This is Dustin from 8-Bit Crafting, where we turn your favorite gaming characters into CNC carved signs. These videos are going to be a quick walkthrough of how I set up and carve out video game characters, starting with the Pokemon series. We're going to start at the best place possible with Pokedex entry 001 Bulbasaur. I've already found a black and white image of the Bulbasaur and have pasted it into a new 14-inch by 14-inch workspace. The first thing I need to do is turn this bitmap image to VCarve vectors. To do this, we're going to use the trace tool. With the bitmap selected, we're going to preview, then hit apply and close. The next thing that we need to do from there is to remove the bitmap layer. We could do this by selecting layers and hiding the bitmap layer. From there, what we need to do is go ahead and resize this to the appropriate size. I'm going to be using a 12-inch tall Bulbasaur. So I'm going to do this by selecting the height and turning it to 12 inches. I want to go ahead and also make sure that it's center at this point. So by keeping the image selected and going to align material, I could go ahead and center him into the center of my workspace. So from there, we're ready to make our first toolpath. I'm going to use this using the VCarve option under toolpath operations. I'm not going to go ahead and mess with my settings right now because a lot of them I already have preset up and I like them and I know they work. So what I'm going to do with the VCarve selected, I'm going to go ahead and hit calculate. This is going to give me a preview of the path of which my tool is going to travel. I'm going to go ahead and click preview all toolpaths, and I could see it actually quickly cut out my design so I can actually see it 3D wise. From there, what I need to do is I need to now cut my Bulbasaur outside of our material. What we could do to accomplish this is actually separate the vectors from the outline vector from the rest of the vectors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and come back to my 2D version, keep our Bulbasaur selected, and then click ungroup objects. What this is going to do is make every vector individual. So what I could do is I can click off it and then only select our outline. So now I could create a toolpath just following this outline. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to click close. I'm going to go back to our toolpath operations and click profile toolpath. Now I could cut this as is, but it'll cut right down the center of this pattern. So what I need to do is make a slight offset so that way there's actually, you could still see this outline here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep everything else the same. My cutout depth is going to be a little bit bigger than my overall stock material. And then I'm going to offset this by one width of my 1/8 inch bit that I'm going to use to cut it out. And click calculate. It's going to throw me a quick warning and say, hey, you're cutting through your toolpath or your material. Yep, I'm okay with that. And what it's going to do is going to bring me back to my 3D simulation. I'm going to reset the preview so I could see all of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and click preview all toolpaths. It'll cut the VCarve path first. Once this is done, I'll do a tool change and then it'll cut the outline. Now I can double click on this and remove the excess material and see my 3D Bulbasaur. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and export this to toolpaths and get this out to the machine and cut it. I'll see you guys in a bit.
Alright guys, this is what it looks like after I take it out of the machine. All I've done up to this point is hit it with a little Zinsser bin primer and then sanded the edges so that they don't bubble up or fuzz up when I go ahead and hit it with the paint. My next step is to get this painted up, and I'll be right back. Bye. Alright guys, this is what it looks like after I get the paint on it. I used flat Behr color paint from Home Depot. My next step now is to clear coat it, and then I'll be filling in all of the crevices around with black acrylic paint using a Q-tip and a paper towel to wipe away the excess. Once that's done, I'll clear coat it again and we'll call this a wrap. I'll be back with the final results. Hey guys, here's what the final project looks like after I filled in the black lines and hit it with a layer of clear coat. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit it with a like and subscribe. I'm going to try to roll out a new gaming craft video at least once a week. If you guys have any questions about how I created this, please leave them down in the comment section and I will do my best to answer all of them. Until then, guys, keep crafting.